Hey everybody, my name is CJ and welcome back to Bibles on a Budget. Today we are taking a look at the Value Large Print Compact Bible in ESV from Crossway. So again, we're taking a look at one of Crossway's more value budget friendly little Bibles here. So this is just like this little guy right here, except it is a large print, which could be good, may not be good, depending on what your definition of a large print is. This is a larger print, I'm going to tell you that right now. But taking a look at the box here, this tells us that this is True Tone, mahogany, and it comes with a border design. And we're going to take a look at that in a moment. Again, this is in the ESV, and here's the information on the bottom. This one retails normally for $17.99. There's the ISBN if you're interested, and then some more information about the ESV being guaranteed for life, and then you can call them if something happens and you need to replace it. All right, let's take a look at the features of this Bible. Here we have it. It comes in a convenient portable size, so it's a small Bible, so you can put it in your backpack. You can literally put it in any bag you have that is big enough or small enough that can fit this Bible. It is an 8-point type, so it's still kind of small. Some people prefer 9.5, 10, 11, depending on your visual acuity, depending on your visual needs. 8 may be fine, 9 may be better, 9.5, 10. I have 20/20 vision, but I also favor larger prints. I can read 8 just fine, but I like 9.5 and 10. Anyway, enough of that rabbit hole. Enough of that rabbit hole, whatever that phrase is. All right, so this also comes in a double column format, just like the previous one that we reviewed. This one has a little bit more. It has a concordance, has a presentation page, and it also comes with the lifetime guarantee. So, and then we have the information about the Bible, talks a little bit about it. It's available in other editions, and then you also get digital access by going to esv.org. Now, again, like in my previous review, I got this Bible on sale, and the sale was, if I remember correctly, for Crossway Plus members only. So I would highly recommend, if you are a regular ESV reader, become a Crossway Plus member, because you can get really good deals on Crossway products and Bibles. You can get Bibles for up to 30% off, which is awesome. There's actually a recent sale back in 2021, and it was an amazing deal on some really high quality ESVs. So get on it. That would be a good idea for you. But without further ado, let's get this puppy out of the slipcase, the slip cover, whatever you want to call it. And here we have the Bible. Let me put it down so you can see it better. All right, so as you can see, here's the border design. So it's a little engravings, and then you have a perimeter line around the front of the Bible, on the back, on the spine, and then on the back. Speaking of the spine, we have the spine here. Let me see if I can get this in. So again, blind stamped. It's very nice. I love this color. I can see it perfectly fine in this lighting, but it might be a little difficult for you, and it looks like my focus is having a little issue, so it might be hard to read. But here's Holy Bible, ESV logo, English Standard Version, Crossway. And then on the back, tells us what it is, True Tone, and there's the ISBN, but again, it might be a little hard to read. All right, so there is also, again, no gilding on this Bible whatsoever. This is a $18 little compact guy, so you're not going to get it in the fancy design and stuff. So again, this is their True Tone, fake leather. But here we have the inside. Again, it comes with a paper paste down liner. These, again, are not that durable, but if you treat your Bible right, you're reading it, it should last you a few years. But, if you decide that this Bible is going to be your everyday carry, it may start to rip up and stuff. So just be aware of that. And then again, get into the Bible itself. It's going to be the same story as the previous Bible. Got a bunch of cardstock. This time we have a presentation page. So super simple, not anything to write home about, just very, very simple. And then you have the Holy Bible and the same stuff, ESV containing the Old Testament and New Testament, Crossway, ESV. And then you have the copyright page and then the contents. Again, bleeding. Bleeding is still an issue. Ghosting is still an issue. Again, $18 Bible, cheap, thin paper, so you're going to get what you pay for, unfortunately. But what's nice about this Bible, not only is it a bigger text, so if you have a better time reading 8 points, you have that, but it also comes with a table of weights and measures and a concordance back of the Bible at pages 1331 and 1332. So there you have that. That's pretty neat for people who like concordances and tables of weights and measures. Again, books of the Bible in alphabetical order. Preface, if you like that stuff, definitely read through it. And then features, again, talking about the section headings, the textual footnotes, and all that fun stuff. All right, so here we go. We're at the Bible, and I apologize for this giant shadow. I don't know exactly where that is coming from, but here we go. So it says Old Testament, and again, this is a 2-column text, but it is a bigger text, as you can see. Now, let me bring in its shorter, smaller little brother here. We're going to go to Genesis chapter 1. And I just happened to open it first try. Praise the Lord. All right. So let me see if I can get them both in here so you can kind of get a comparison here. Let me scoot them up a little bit more. So as you can see, this is microscopic. This is not bad. Now, obviously, you'd still, maybe even for the normal, I wouldn't call them normal, but the people with 20/20 vision, you would probably still need to bring this in a little close. This, you need a magnifying glass, basically. I can still read this, but it's still super tiny. But this is so much better. Now, the footnotes and textual stuff on here are in, I don't know if this is the same font or a little bigger, but still super tiny. Almost, sort of, kind of useless, in my opinion, because of that. And then also, while I have the smaller little brother here, the Value Compact Bible, let me show you the size of them. Just kind of get them here. So you can see this one is a little longer. This one is, you can see, it's a lot thicker than its smaller brother. But again, here's the comparison. Larger print, more pages, it's thicker. So that's why. All right. Now let's get into the New Testament. But let me show you again Psalms. And as you can see, still ghosting. But as I said in the previous review, this one is line matched from what I see looking at it. So it does reduce the ghosting. It makes it so much easier to read. Like, I can sit here and read this. It's still a little small for me. I still like bigger fonts. But, yeah. Anywho. So now, again, let's go to the New Testament. You kind of get a feel for that. So here we are in Luke. And let me just give you an example of Christ's words, because these are black letter. And again, let me see if I can find an example. Having a little trouble finding an example. But as you can see, barely any red text. Go back to, here's Mark, nothing. Matthew, even here. This would be in red right here where Jesus is quoting. Actually, this is Jesus quoting the Old Testament here, but that would have been in red. So no red text. If you're not a fan of red letter and you want a small Bible and you're fine with the 8-point, great. This is the Bible for you. It's super cheap. I love the feel of the fake leather. I love a lot of the fake leathers. That's hard to say for me for some reason. I love the fake leathers out there. But like I said in my previous review as well, the text bleeds into the gutter, so you kind of have to do this number. But you don't want to do that too much because you might hurt the spine. Yeah. Another thing that I forgot to say in my previous review, and I'll bring it back. As you can see, there are no ribbons. So if you're a fan of ribbons, there are no ribbons. There are no ribbons in either one of these little Bibles. But that for me is okay. And if you're somebody who doesn't use ribbons and maybe you use bookmarks or let's say just a piece of paper or something, that's fine because then you can mark your place. So let's go. I was about to conclude the review without showing you the extra features. That is a no-no. So let me show you those extra features here. So the extra features are the tables of weights and measures. So let me get to that right now. And so with all this blank space, it might be a little distracting, but here you have them. So if you ever wanted to know what any of these ancient measurements or weights meant, you come back here, and they are approximated in American and metric equivalents. So for us Americans, if we were wanting to see like, well, they talked about a bath. How much is a bath? A bath was about 6 gallons. Or if you're from a country that uses metric system, it's 22 liters, right? And so on and so forth. So that's really useful. One version that I really like, that is the CSB, it actually translates these into it translates them into our measurements. That might be annoying for people who don't use feet or inches, but it's really cool. I like that. And I'm glad that they have this in this Bible so that you can see that. And here's the concordance. The concordance is super nice. It's A to Z concordance. If you never learned how to use a concordance, I don't use it personally myself, but they seem pretty useful if you're trying to find, if you're like trying to do a word study. If you're trying to do a word study on, let's say, accountable here. So you can kind of see it's all super tiny, but over here, here's where accountable is, Romans 3:19. Now, this is not a full concordance. This is, I think, an abbreviated concordance. It's super tiny. And over here, you have the abbreviations, so you can kind of recognize which book they're talking about. But, yeah, you just go through here. This goes all the way from 1332 to about, let's see where it goes. Oh, here we go. Goes to 1364 and ends on the word zealous. I can get that to focus. Zealous. So, if you never learned how to use a concordance and you thought it would maybe be a useful thing, check this out. But conclusions. What do I think? What do I think about this little Bible? Again, love the size. I love the material. I love it. It's crazy how good fake leather feels. Now, obviously, there's no grain. There's no like major obvious texture here, but I love it. And I love the spine work. Now, granted, there is a little issue here where crossway is a little off-center, but that doesn't matter. That doesn't exactly matter. I love both these spines so much. I love both these spines so much. I love the blind stamping. But I've gotten used to the gold stamping as well. And I love that they're able to do all these little extra designs. Like they seem more bold with their fake leathers than they are with their real leathers. I think it's because most people don't really like designs in their real leather. They may like this perimeter line around here, but they may not want all this. So for those who are wondering, I would recommend this Bible for somebody who, one, is on a budget, who cannot afford a nice big or a Bible that maybe is a little bigger, better font, or somebody who, I'd recommend it for somebody who can read 8-point. They want this size Bible. They want something that they can carry, that they can read wherever they want to read, whether car, train, plane, dentist's office, wherever. So I would recommend it for those. For my purposes, for myself, this is the kind of Bible that I would probably not use. But overall, I love Again, I love the size. If there was a Bible this size that was maybe a little better, the text block was a little better, less bleed, better paper, you know, better paper, less ghosting, less bleed into the gutter, maybe the text was a smidge bigger, like a nice personal size or something, I would go with this if I was an ESV reader. I'm primarily a New King James reader, but I just want to show you guys some options here. So thank you guys for watching this video from Bibles on a Budget. And remember, folks, truth does not have to be expensive. See you in the next one.